Hi, it's Jeff and Doreen, and we wanted to give an update of our time here in America and
Hmm.
what we've been up to. It's been a while since we've posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just thought of coming and update and give an update of.
Hmm. Let everybody know what we've been doing.
Yes.
There's been a lot of fashion stuff going on, and Doreen's schedule in particular, and we've been posting most of that. But a
Yeah.
lot of the rest of it, we've been just acclimating back in America.
Yeah.
There was we had a couple years of our journey that was kind of building towards leaving America, and it gets to a point, where you need to cut ties with your past to move on, heal, and grow. And
Yeah.
that's where we were, and that's where we ended up. That's why we
We
ended
ended
up
up
in
in
Kenya.
Kenya. Yeah.
So now we're back in the same place, and we're different people.
Yeah.
And that's always a pretty huge experience to go through. And
Yeah.
anyone who has um, kind of gone through a big transformation or a change in their own lives, I'm sure you can understand and appreciate that. You go back to old places, you see familiar faces,
Yeah.
and you're the one who's different, but it doesn't show necessarily on the outside.
Yeah. It's been emotionally draining for us. We've been kind of struggling to
Yeah,
just fit in. Not that we're trying to fit in, but
right,
coming back to something that we walked
yeah.
away and
It's the effort of not fitting in.
yeah,
It's
so
it's the draining part that comes from not fitting in and smoothly sailing through life just like every other person out there,
yeah,
taking the easier route. And when that becomes unappealing and untenable, then yeah, you expend more effort in standing by yourself than going with the crowd. And
yeah,
that's draining.
it has been
And for us, it means we kind of seek solitude and quiet and peace and quiet.
peace and quiet and just in solitude, and
Hmm.
it's been difficult to really post and do other things.
Be creative or anything
Being
like that.
creative, yeah,
It's
I've
been
been
challenging.
yeah, we've been really struggling with our creativity and just getting our selves back into this space that
Yeah.
we've, you know.
So working with that, we have been doing a lot of yoga, and we've been making good progress there. And so we want to get back to yoga posts
Mhm.
and explaining more in depth what our journey has been like on that transformation,
Yeah,
especially the physical side. But we
yeah.
do have some videos and things to share about over the last week or 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
of just
that's
like the
coming up
things,
next.
few things we've been up to.
Hmm.
It's been difficult to come out, to go out, outside the home. So,
Yeah, it has. It
yeah,
has.
most of the time it's just to the store to do my fashion stuff and just back. And
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really do much when we were here.
No, before we
We
left, we were super
struggled.
quiet and we
Yeah,
didn't go out much or do anything like that. And but
yeah,
we've discovered that it's good to believe those feelings when they come in. You outgrow things in life when you heal, and
yeah,
when you outgrow them, it's best to just leave them.
yeah, yeah. And that's the realization we came to. Being awake and aware, it changes a lot. Like changes your relationship. The things that we used to be interested in, we're not interested in anymore.
Yeah.
Um, I've been struggling with just trying to my old self and then my new self now, and trying to just step more into my new self, and that's where my struggle has been. Like,
Yeah. That's a really good way to explain it.
yeah, and for my modeling too, um,
Hmm.
I've been just kind of struggling with that because when I left, I felt like I was just struggling with myself in a modeling industry as a um, because I'm like not interested in the things that I used to be interested in anymore. And now it's like I'm finding this new person, my new self with my new interest,
Uh huh.
and it's just been a struggle. It's like I go into modeling and I'm like, oh, I'm not interested in these things, but I look at myself as differently because now I look at my modeling as no, this is just my artwork. So it's been
It's one of the real challenges of kind of becoming awake or aware, is that you start to go through transformations you weren't expecting, and things that used to be interesting or meant a lot to you, or relationships that meant a lot to you. You look at them in new eyes
Yeah.
and with a new light,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden a lot of them seem to clash,
Yeah.
and people change away from the direction that they were going, and that can be really painful and
That
confusing,
has been, yeah.
because then what's next? You don't
we
necessarily have a plan for what comes next. You
Yeah.
just know that this doesn't fit anymore, whatever the thing used to be that now clashes. And so
Mhm.
moving in that new direction is yeah, it can be really challenging. And if you're all
Yeah.
by yourself and you don't have support, it can be
Yeah.
overwhelming, uh, because you're expected to stay in your place and be predictable
Yeah.
and all these kinds of things. And so going through major changes or transformations in your life, especially later in your life, is difficult for a lot of people.
Starting over.
Yeah,
It's difficult for a lot of
yeah,
people. So,
yeah. So Doreen and I, having the support of each other through this, is what
mhm.
has made this journey and this exploration, this growth, and this healing possible.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we want to talk about, is just the trying to do that kind of thing alone
Hmm.
is really, really difficult. We
It
both thought
really
we were
has.
strong people by ourselves, and we are.
Yeah.
But we know how difficult it's been with full support of one
Of one
another.
another.
And
Yeah.
so trying to do that, trying to imagine that same journey by ourselves, um, yeah, it would be really difficult. It would be
Yeah.
really difficult.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So that's just where we're at, and we're
yeah,
allowing ourselves to just be in the moment, and it's this feeling's not gonna last. We'll get
yeah,
back into our creativities and be able to create stuff that we want to do.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So
All
yeah.
right. Thank you.